Well, hey, Brigade, one more time that I get to see you guys, and so we're going to look at Matthew in chapter 7. It's in the Sermon on the Mount, one of Jesus's greatest sermons that he ever preached. It's called the Sermon on the Mount, and so chapter 7, Jesus is talking about this whole issue of being a hypocrite, this whole issue of wanting to confront people when you see, because we see stuff in people that we're just like, they kind of need some help, like they need to, they need to understand this about themselves. So Jesus is speaking into that situation, and he says, why do you, this is in chapter 7 verse 3 through 5, he says, why do you see the speck that is in your brother's eye, but do not notice the log that is in your own eye? Or how can you say to your brother, let me take that speck out of your eye, when there is a log in your own? You hypocrite. First take the log out of your own eye, and then you will see clearly to take the speck out of your brother's eye. Jesus is speaking to us, and he's not saying that these people don't have anything that they need to deal with. He's not saying that. He's saying there very well may be a thing. He says, why do you see just their speck? There is a speck. But what he's saying is, do I see myself clearly? Do I understand my own sin? Why does what they have bother me? Jesus is saying that the speck and the log are two very similar things. That a lot of times we see the things that they're struggling with or they're dealing with, and oftentimes it's the very same thing that we struggle with ourselves. And so the question for me, before I even begin to help someone deal with some of their own stuff, is I need to ask myself this question: do I see myself clearly? In other words, do I understand why this bothers me? And when I see myself clearly, when I'm willing to deal with my own sin, then I'm able to help people. Then I'm perfectly positioned in order to help other people deal with theirs. Because I think we should be able to help other people with theirs. But first, we need to be self-aware about our own sin. And it's not to say that I'm perfect. It's just to say that I understand and I'm working on my own sin as well. And so I hope that's helpful. Do I see myself clearly?